guys, this is Susan with Clear Dog Training. I'm here to talk to you about the Mini Educator. So if you're watching this video, it's most likely because you're one of my clients and you're trying to learn about what this e-collar is all about. If you stumbled upon it and you're not one of my clients, feel free to reach out, but at least you'll get to know a little bit more about the e-collars that we use here. So this is a Mini Educator. It does have a range of half of a mile. One size fits most dogs. They do have a micro educator that they recently came out with, which is good for dogs that are probably 15 pounds or less. So there is that option available. They do come in different colors. This one is just the black version. And this is for actually one of my clients. The dog's name is Luna. She is a puppy. For puppies, you can use them as young as 14 weeks. And our last session, she was just a little bit shy, so she didn't get to use this one yet. But this one is reserved for her, but I'm going to walk you through what it looks like and how you use one of these guys. So this is your receiver. It does have some buttons here on there and some buttons on the back. This is the collar that goes around the dog. So the unit is this box here. It does come, this is how it comes, so this is new in the box. You would end up fitting this on your dog and then you cut it down to size. So for the fit, you actually want it to be either to the left or the right of their trachea. You don't want it directly on it. You want it either to the left or the right, and you want it to be snug enough that if you tried to take this and rotate it around the neck, you could not do so, but you could still fit a finger underneath this band. So proper fit would be tight enough to either the left or the right, and snug enough that you can't rotate it around the neck if you wanted to, but you can still fit a finger under this band. And then once you have proper fit, you can cut this down to size so you don't have to have all that extra there for. Other things that are in your box, the charger. So we'll go over that here in a second. You also get a lanyard, so it clips onto there and then you can wear it from your neck to carry it around. It makes it a little bit more convenient. I do actually use the lanyard myself. And then also in your box, it comes with additional points, so contact points. These points that are on there are just a little bit smaller. It's come with longer contact points as well. So this is useful for the dogs that may not be showing a good enough response on the shorter contact points. You're not getting a really good stim. Or the dogs that have thicker fur, you might need to use the longer contact points. So that those are in there. And also there's a test light. So if you're ever wondering if this is actually working, you would put the test light up to here, activate the receiver, and if it is working, you'll get a nice red filament. This tool is used to change out your contact points. So if you do need to change out your contact points, you would just slip this over top of here, twist that off, and then you could put the new contact points on there for you. So I'm going to put that all back there, and then we'll go over what the buttons are used for. So at our training facility, we actually do pressure on, pressure off theory. So what that means is the dog will feel the stim right when we say the word. So if we say the command sit, the stim button is on until the dog follows through with the command, and then the button is released. And that just introduces the stim to the dog, and it allows them to realize that if they follow through with the command, the pressure's off. So they learn that they turn the pressure on and off. For your collar and your receiver, they actually are rechargeable, which is what this cable is for, and you can recharge them both at the same time. So on this little handheld unit, where you would charge it is this little black flap here. So then you would just put your charger into that little flap, and your collar has a similar one on the back here. So you would just put the other end into that charging port, and then they both will charge at the same time. It takes about 2 hours for it to fully charge, and then it's good to go. For most of my clients and also for my own personal dogs, I wear this on my dog all day. I take it off at night, so actually just charge it overnight. That way it's always ready for use for you first thing in the morning. With the collar, because we have it snug so that they feel the pressure, you do have to rotate this collar every 4 to 6 hours so it doesn't cause pressure sores. So like I said, if it's over to the left side, after 4 to 6 hours, you just want to rotate it over to the right side. So on your handheld unit, this is currently off. There's an on-off / light button on the back here. So to turn it on, you would just press and hold this, and your screen will light up here. This part will be flashing green, and that will let you know that it's good and it's charged. If it ever flashes red, either this or this guy, that means that you want to charge them as soon as you can, because you don't want the charge to run out. With the kind of battery it is, the lithium battery, it's just best to always charge them. You don't want it to fully deplete, or that will hurt the battery. So for your handheld unit, there was your on-off button that we pressed. Right next to it is your momentary / continuous button. So right now you'll see it says M and C on this. So there's a 0 in the middle, and then it has an M and a C. With the way that I train, I will press this button on the back until it just says C, which is for continuous. So right now, you'll see it does say 0C, and then it's flashing 1D. The 1D flashing means it's a 1-dog unit, so it's just set up for 1 dog right now. This dial up here changes your number, so your screen will light up, and then it'll also tell you the number that it's on. So you'll use that to find the working level for your dog. So we'll start out with a 1. These buttons on the side, they say S. So there's a black S and a red S. The black S is this number that's showing here. Your red S is your boost button, and you can set that to any number that you like. We'll go over that a little bit later. This black button is a black T. It's a tone button. It's actually a vibrate, but vibrate is vibrate is vibrate. So you can't change the setting of the vibrate. It's just one set vibrate stem. So this is the part that changes. This is your antenna that sends the transmission to your collar. And for optimal reach, they do want you to hold it out like this. They don't want, if you have it kind of down here doing it, it doesn't get as far, the signal doesn't travel as far, so you might just not get that full half-mile reading. So if you can, you just kind of hold it up like this. So to find a dog's working level, you would have it set to 1 and have this on the dog. You want them in the calmest setting that you can get. So the dog would just be lying there, very calm, almost falling asleep is ideal. And you'd slowly press this button and do increments of about like 1 to 2 until you see a reaction from them. So a reaction that you're looking for is just like an ear flick or a wink, facial twitch. Sometimes they might turn because they felt something, like what was that feeling, but you don't want a severe reaction. You don't want the dog to actually jerk. That's too high of a stem. You want it to be the lowest level that they can feel. So once you find that level, usually, so let's say it was, I got to maybe a 7 and my dog did that ear twitch, I would wait a couple of seconds till they calm, maybe begin to fall back asleep, and then I try that stim level again just to make sure I get the same reaction. I want to make sure that they're not doing the ear flick because maybe there was like an air current that they felt, or they heard something, or maybe they heard the click from this, because it does make a little click button sound. So I do want to make sure that I get that same reaction several times before I go with that number as my working level. So I will go over how I use this to train on a different video, but this video is pretty much just to walk you through what this receiver and this collar are all about and how to get them working. So I showed you how to turn this guy on with this button in the back here. To turn your collar on, you would hold, there's a little red spot here on the receiver, and then there's also a matching red spot on your collar. So you would touch those two together until you get that green light, and this will blink green, just like your receiver does, but this will actually blink green constantly, just to let you know that it is charged, it has a good charge. Like I said, if you ever see it flashing red, you want to charge it as soon as you can. Now when I do activate my red button, this will flash red to show that it did receive the transmission from the receiver and it is working. So red on this receiver, red on the collar, letting it know that it sent the transmission to here and it is working. So I'll do it again, you'll see both of them light up red. So that's that I sent the stim over. So that's not the red I'm talking about. I'm talking about if this flashing that's happening when I'm not touching this, if that's flashing red, then you want to charge it as soon as you can. But it's flashing green, so it's fully charged. So again, to turn them off, I just match those red guys together, and then it comes up red saying that it's turned off. To turn your unit off, you press and hold the on/off/light button, and when I do that, it will come up and say off, and then shut down for me. So, with this unit, with the tone function, that vibrate, I tend to not use the vibrate. I just use the stim at low levels, and then with this boost button, so to set your boost button, you'll have to have your receiver on. You'll dial it to 0, so it will say 0, but you want it to say 0M. So I have to press this M/C button on the back here. So there's a beep, and now it says 0M. So once it says 0M, I'm actually going to press and hold this black S button until that number starts flashing. Once that number starts flashing, now I can dial it up. So let's say I want my boost button to be 10 plus. So it's flashing here. Now that it's on the 10, I press and hold that red button, the red stim. So it should be set to 10 plus for my boost. Then I'm going to go back to the way I train, which is just on the C. So now it's 10C. So if I dialed down to 1, then my working level would be 1, so you'd see it 1. For the boost button, it's going to be 11. So it did work. So now my red button is 10 plus, and red will be 10 plus whatever my S number is. So even if I turn this to 10, that's my black button is a 10, but the red will be 20. So that's setting the boost button. So like I said, in a different video, I'll go over how I train and how to get the dogs to do different commands, but this video is just to kind of show you what's in your box, what to expect when you get this. So when you're one of my clients, usually on the 3rd session, I will come to your house with this box, and I'll be able to show you, in person all of this. But at least this gives you a little bit of what to look forward to and how to use this unit. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through my Facebook page, email, or phone is best. Totally up to you, but I can definitely walk you through it. Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope you guys have a great day.